Hello guys, hello everybody. Welcome to TangoDeBuenosAires studio. We are in Argentina, we are in Buenos Aires right now. We want to teach you guys there, you are in your home. Here we are in Buenos Aires. But this material is very good for you guys. So, you ready for working, for learn with us? Absolutely yes.
So from our studio in Buenos Aires, we want to start to work a very important topic in tango, that is embrace and connection. It's so important that if you have a great embrace, you will see how much is comfortable to dance. So let's work and start.
You ready? Let's go!
So let's start to work on the embrace. That's a very important point in tango, because much more you are comfortable on your embrace and easy become everything. So it's important to have it clear from the beginning. The embrace is something that has to be done with the exact position in your body, with posture. What we talk about is posture. So you doing a work on your abdominals to project the upper torso in an imaginary diagonal forward. That is what is going to create the extension of the upper body to reach your partner. This work is exactly the same for leader or follower, for men and women. It's the same idea. So when we project forward our torso, it's going to happen a steady rotation in your hip. That is what prevents to falling, so to lose the balance. We have to go forward and then rotation of the chest. This position for both of us, then what happens is when we're doing that, we find a contact point. This contact point between us is in exact position. For the man is this area, and for the woman is the center. So the woman will feel the contact point in the center with the man, and the man will feel his contact point will be probably here, 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 depending on the height, the difference of height between you and your partner. Very important is the energy of the projection of the man is still here. Okay, so your energy when you project the torso and you project the torso forward, see, and you extension the torso, the projection is here. Then our contact point is over this side. Okay. Now for us we are almost the same height, so it's exactly here. But depending on the height, could be down or up. Okay. So see the extension. We complete the connection with the arms. But now very important is that we are not having weight on each other. We don't push, okay, on each other, because we can hold our own balance because of the posture. So if our posture is over forward, I'm going to lose the balance.
Same for you guys. So you always need to stay in your axis, okay? So you don't invasion your partner when you embrace. It's very important, that point in connection. So still your energy when you dance, guys, is in diagonal forward, front to you. When I'm talking about that point, it's so important, because if you just emphasize your energy in her chest, your torso and your shoulders coming down, and then she starts to feel like you're going down when you're walking, okay? If you project your energy in diagonal forward front to you guys, so she feels the energy in this level, parallel to the floor, okay? No in diagonal, no.
So when we embrace, we have, as I told you before, an original contact point. This contact point is center for the ladies and this area for the men, okay? But this is an original contact point where we are mostly like 80% of the time while we're dancing. But sometimes, depending on the step, depending on the walking we are doing, everything, depending on some movements, we could change temporarily to the other side of the chest, okay? So every time when we teach a step, we are explaining that point, because it's what makes the movement becomes comfortable for both leader and follower. So we'll try to show you again how to arrive in the connection, okay? So for the embrace, extension of the chest, find the contact point, and embrace and connect with the arms. Now this connection with the arms and the position of the head could change, of course. This arm mostly goes to the level of the ear of the man. Okay, and what is important here is to not lift up your elbows, because this becomes a power down. And of course,
going down with your hand, guys.
Going down. And why that? Because if you're going down, you start to change the position of your shoulders like this too much, and could be very uncomfortable for the balance. The arm for the lady, the arm that is around the man, also depending on the height, the difference of height there is between me and my partner, could be here, 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 and also depend on what we are doing. When we are only just dancing, a simple dancing, could be completely embracing him, like this, okay, like this, like this. But sometimes when we're doing more movements that requires more dissociation, torsion in the upper body or rotation of the hip, probably we'll need to slide it until down, so we are much comfortable for the dissociation movements.
So vamos a mostrar ahora en otro ángulo para que ustedes puedan ver. So now I show you in different angle, but you see how I connect with Georgina, okay? So now, if you see the position about my right hand, it's very important to complete embrace and try to don't put your position in your hand down or too much up, okay? So always I recommend this area and the area of the shoulder blade. Why? The important is this, because my hand in this area is really very comfortable for me and for her. If I put my hand in the middle, what happened? Her axis is exactly here, guys, okay? So if I start to use this energy here, she immediately feel like you pull her to you, and that is not right for her, it's not right feeling. Also, you feel like she invasion you. As soon as you feel like she invasion you, your shoulder is coming up. Be careful with that, okay? So that's a very important point. So your lead can be here, or you can change to the other side, depending the step we need to do, okay? But you see, I'm slide my hand to this position. So about this hand, I never close too much my hand completely. Why? Because this pressure inside is too much tension for the tendon here in your partner. So be careful in that. Always I recommend you use 3 fingers, and that one is specific. If you close, I come more near the camera, so you see, if I close too much this one, the pressure in the fingers is too much. Okay, so I recommend you 1, 2, and 3, and just relax this one. And this one, about the big one. So don't push also inside, okay? So let it go, just relax your hand, and try to connect more pressure in this part of your hand. So if you see this part of, this part in your hand is more comfortable for her and for you. So about the point in contact here is another more important point. Palm and palm, so they are together, okay? So don't push inside, ladies, and don't going down, so be careful. Pressure here and here.
All this detail that Oscar was telling you about the position of fingers and this finger, maybe you think that is funny or not so important, but it's really, really important because it creates a comfortable embrace. What happens is sometimes the guys are squeezing too much the lady's hand, or they are twisting too much like this, and then this creates an uncomfortable position of the arm for the lady. That's where you see sometimes that the man is having too much power here, that he starts to go forward and forward, and the woman feels her arm pulling backward. So pay attention to all these small details, because it's 20 years of experience dancing, and we know also what people is usually telling us about what they feel, not just what we have felt, but what our students have experienced. Connection, and we find the contact point in our chest. Also pay attention to this hand, to not squeeze. Ladies, just pay attention to not be lifting up your elbow or not pushing down. Not use this hand as a support for your balance or as an impulse for your movement, because this should be done with the lower part of the body with the right technique, never here. This is just a final connection of the embrace, but your arms should be light and should be comfortable embrace, never to grab the balance, never to find the energy for the movement, okay?
Go with the next